I know they wanna do it like I can. I know they wanna do it like I know they wanna do it like I can. I know they wanna do it like I. And when I got the mic in my right hand, I know they wanna do it like I know they wanna do it like I know they wanna do it like I know they wanna do it like. 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 I know they wanna do it like.
And Book kicks it himself for the Irish touchdown. Williams turns the corner and look out. Dexter Williams in a foot race. 98-yard touchdown.
The near sideline, and that one is broken up by Julian Love. Now the all-time leader in passes broken up for Notre Dame.
Welcome to Inside Notre Dame Football, presented by TireRack.com. Along with former Irish quarterback Evan Sharpley, I'm Darren Pritchett. The Fighting Irish are now 60 winning minutes away from going to the college football playoff. The Irish are 11-0. They go to Yankee Stadium and take care of number 12 Syracuse 36-3. Evan, the Irish defense today against the number 14 total offense in the country gave up 3.2 yards per play, achieved 3 points at the end of the ball game, 6 sacks, 3 interceptions. Quite a performance by Clark Lee's bunch.
Very impressive, very stifling. You know, this was really the mantra that Mike Elko wanted to bring to this Irish defense when he took over a year ago. Now Clark Lee has continued that. It was turnovers and pressures. You look what they're doing. They're doing a nice job at the point of attack. Guys getting after the quarterback. We saw some production from the second level, the third level today. So anytime you can mix some pressures with coverage, and against a good team, mind you, a good offensive football team in Syracuse Orange, I think they're going to be pretty happy after they watch film of this one.
Quarterback Ian Book missed the Florida State game with a rib injury, came back today and looked very, very good.
He's just so accurate, and he adds a dimension to this offense that Chip Long, the offensive coordinator, loves. You know, what he's able to do as far as a play caller gives them so much versatility. Again, nearly 300 yards passing, over that 70% completion mark. Once again, efficiency and balance has been great.
Let's take you to the Bronx. Yankee Stadium, the site of the Shamrock Series game, featuring the third-ranked and undefeated Fighting Irish, taking on number 12 Syracuse, an 8-2 football team who had won 4 consecutive games. The Irish defense got off to a fast start in this ball game as Syracuse starting quarterback Eric Dungy's pass into the flat deflected down by Khalid Kareem. Second series for the Irish, it's 3rd down and 16, and Ian Book hits Tony Jones Jr. coming out of the backfield to pick up the first down.
Rush 3, drop 8 here, a great V route to pick up the first down.
Now it is Book to Claypool. Chase will pick up 27 yards for another Irish first down.
Great ISO here on Claypool. Rhythm and timing, Book puts it in the perfect spot.
The Irish in the red zone, 2nd and 4 from the 9, coming out of the backfield, making the catch. Dexter Williams, he scores from 9 yards out, 7-0 Notre Dame.
Once again, another V route here, man coverage, 4-3, great matchup when you're isolated on a linebacker. Dexter Williams is probably going to win that 10 times out of 10 times.
Eric Dungy back to throw, didn't see Jalen Elliott, and the Irish safety comes up with his 4th interception of the season. He leads the Irish in that category. Justin Yoon converts a 26-yard field goal. It was Notre Dame 10, Syracuse nothing. The Irish on offense, how about this back shoulder throw to Chase Claypool for 33 yards? Then it's Book to Alize Mack, a 47-yard reception, the longest reception of Mack's Notre Dame career.
Tight spot here for Book. He does a good job with the pocket presence, stepping up. Good hip coil and a snap throw. Puts it on the money for a big pickup.
The Irish pick up 3 points, 30-yard field goal by Justin Yoon. The Irish advantage over Syracuse was 13-0. Dungy out with an injury. Tommy DeVito in at quarterback. He's intercepted by Alohi Gilman.
Not a great throw here by DeVito, but awesome play by Alohi Gilman. He's flowing opposite, is able to read the quarterback's eyes, and comes back and makes a great interception.
DeVito going to work again. Finds Harris, but Alohi Gilman knocks the ball free and then grabs the ball out of midair and rumbles down the right sideline, getting deep into Syracuse territory, finally brought down at the 9-yard line.
This is just a heck of a football play right here. It's good coverage. He's in position. But again, this gets back to what Clark Lee is trying to coach these guys, being competitive when opposing players are making catches. Big turnover.
Next play, Jafar Armstrong, 9-yard touchdown run, his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. It's 20-0.
Toss sweep action, kind of flows the linebacker opposite way, and you got a big hole backside.
Well, the Irish offensively, 305 yards of total offense. Syracuse really struggling in the first half, just 130 yards.
Yeah, I mean, I think offensively, Notre Dame wanted to capitalize and probably score a few more touchdowns. It could have been a much more dominating performance as far as the scoreboard was concerned. But with this Irish defense and what they're doing, mixing those coverages, also being able to put some pressure on a young quarterback, you're going to go into halftime feeling pretty good, even with a 20-0 lead. And what we've seen all year is this coaching staff, these players, they go back in at halftime, they make some adjustments, and they usually come out in the second half with a good game plan.
A 20-point lead for the Irish at halftime. We'll check out the second half highlights from Yankee Stadium coming up next on Inside Notre Dame Football.
Inside Notre Dame Football is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners Coca-Cola, Under Armour, and Gatorade. Inside Notre Dame Football is also brought to you by Vivid Seats, Canon, Xfinity, Nissan, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, and SiriusXM.
Along with Evan Sharpley, I'm Darren Pritchett. Welcome back to Inside Notre Dame Football. The Irish leading Syracuse 20-0 at halftime from Yankee Stadium. Let's check out the second half highlights. Justin Yoon would get the Irish back on the board, a 29-yard field goal, his 3rd field goal of the day. He ties Kyle Brinza for the most field goals in Notre Dame history with 57. Syracuse tried to run the football, no luck. Drew Tranquil in on the tackle. DeVito back to throw. It's Tranquil with the sack. He's got 2.5 on the year. On the next play, it's going to be DeVito being sacked by Julian Akora. Syracuse in the third quarter, 9 plays, -8 yards. The Irish back on offense. Book scrambles, looking, and finds Boykins 7 yards to the Syracuse 29-yard line.
Book's able to move outside the pocket here, does a great job of keeping his eyes downfield, flushes, then puts the ball right on point.
4th down and 1. Book's going to throw, moving to his right, and finds Cole Kmet for the first down, his only catch of the day.
Once again, some lateral flow on this. Pressure puts him outside the pocket, keeps his eyes downfield. Kmet comes open late after the coverage flushes. Big pickup.
Does anybody throw the slant in college football better than Ian Book? He finds Claypool 10 yards. The extra point was no good. The Notre Dame lead was 29-0.
Pinpoint accuracy here. A really good coverage by Syracuse, but an even better throw here. Sticks it right to Claypool's chest for a big touchdown.
The Irish going for the knockout punch in the fourth quarter. The handoff to Dexter Williams. Look at Dexter elude tacklers. He picks up 12 yards and an Irish first down. Brandon Wimbush headed quarterback. He wants to throw. Never mind. He takes off down the left sideline and picks up 35 yards to the Syracuse 20.
And this is what makes Brandon Wimbush so dangerous. He's able to make some plays with his feet, extends it here outside the pocket. He's going to make a couple of guys miss. You see his speed and explosiveness down the sideline. Just misses out on a touchdown.
That sets up Dexter Williams, his 11th rushing touchdown in his 7th game, a 32-yard score, 36-0 Notre Dame.
Dexter has it all. He's got speed, he's got power, he's got explosiveness. An arm tackle here right at the point of contact is not going to be enough to bring a guy like number 2 down. This was a statement touchdown here late in the fourth quarter to close out the game.
Syracuse, were they going to be shut out? On 4th down, they decide to kick the field goal with 15 seconds left. That breaks up the Irish shutout. Brandon Wimbush takes a knee, and that's a Fighting Irish winner. They take care of Syracuse by a score of 36-3. Brian Kelly's team is headed to the Coliseum with a matchup against USC next week with a record of 11-0. Final stats dominating. 463 yards for the Irish. Syracuse had balance, 119 rushing, 115 passing, but only 234 yards.
I mean, what more can we say here? You've got a top-ranked opponent, a top 25-ranked team. You're playing in New York. You're playing in Yankee Stadium. You go in and you take care of business like this. in a primetime matchup. It's a big-time win. I think that, it may be underplayed outside of maybe Notre Dame Nation, but the way that they're playing football right now in November is very impressive. They have an opportunity now when they go on the West Coast next week to take care of business against a rival. This is what you want. This is what you come here and play at Notre Dame for moments like this.
As John Sternley would say, the Irish win. The Irish win 36-3 over Syracuse. More Inside Notre Dame football is still to come.
We are here inside the Yankees manager's office, outside the Yankees locker room that the Fighting Irish called home this Saturday. Dominant victory over a Syracuse team that had come in averaging over 44 points per game, and you shut them out for 59 minutes and 50 seconds before they kicked a field goal.
Our kids really wanted this game badly. They prepared very well. I thought the plan was outstanding. The coaches put together a great plan. They dominated a very good team today in Syracuse. So, the narrative of who's playing well and who's not playing well, this football team's playing really well late here in November.
Certainly the sense you got on the sidelines, you came out, started fast. And again, after the first drive, moved it up and down the field, and you knew you were leaving points on the field. And sometimes a team starts to then press and struggle, but your team didn't do that.
No, I think we were a little frustrated more so. We weren't going to press. I went up to him a couple of times and said, hey, listen, we're going to be fine. Just keep playing, clean it up a little bit. You get too many good players. You got Miles Boykin, you look at him, he's going to make some plays. Dexter Williams is going to make plays. Chris Fink, Claypool made some great plays again today. So there's too many good players. They're going to break through. You just got to, obviously stay positive with them, and we did.
Physicality is a good word to describe this team, and you just mentioned a bunch of wideouts. Talk about your two big wideouts that you just mentioned in Claypool, who made some terrific catches, and Boykin, about the way that they have become physical receivers both before and after the catch.
Well, they're very difficult to defend, and certainly when the ball's in the air, that's one way, but after the catch, you've got to bring them down too. So big body guys that play hard, play physical, and even on Brandon Wimbush's late run in the fourth quarter, Miles Boykin's knocking down a couple of defensive backs. So these guys impact the game, not only just catching the football, but in the run game, and obviously runs after the catch.
Last season, secondary was a weakness of this defense, and it had potential this year, but you had to do some hope. You were working hard. Not only has it become a solid unit on your team, it's become a strength. And again, now we're back to physicality, physical secondary play. And is there anything more physical in that play than the play of Alohi Gilman?
Yeah, I think the one we're referring to is that he's in coverage, makes a play on the ball, and really just literally takes the ball away from him. He took it away from him and took it back, for a great run. He was all over the place. I think what I'd like to also point out is he's humble and he's hungry. And you use that phrase because he is on special teams making all kinds of plays. Not only does he play defense, but he's on special teams running all over the field, making impact plays. So that has rubbed off on Jalen Elliott. Jalen is an outstanding athlete, but struggled a lot of times, coming up with the football last year. Now he's a ball hawk, intercepting. He leads the team in interceptions, picked up another one today. Corner play was outstanding. Julian Love is all over the place. Really good to see that group back there gelling.
You and your staff have laid it out all season long, and your team has followed 7-day windows. Don't look back at anything. Don't look ahead. Just focus. But right now, it's kind of like Christmas morning. The presents are under the tree, but you have to get it done to get to open them. So how do you approach this week?
Well, this one's a lot easier in a sense, is that we have a great process in place. Our coaches will get back to work and putting a plan together, and I'll make sure that our players are prepared mentally to play fast and free and continue to do what they've been doing each week, and that is, stick to their process. We'll prepare them the right way during the week. We'll get a little rest with classes being out on Tuesday, which is really going to help us as we travel out to the West Coast on Thursday.
Winning helps, but you earned that help by winning. Everybody was concerned for the last 5 on the road. It's another long trip. You just mentioned you get a little bit more time away from class this week, but I haven't seen any sign that the grind's getting to this team.
No, and if it is, we're running on adrenaline at this point. So I think our kids are excited. They had a nice trip out here. It's not too difficult. We'll get back at a decent time tonight. They'll get some rest, and we'll get back to work.
So much on the line, but it's against so many rivals for Notre Dame. This is the rival, a team loaded with talent. They may not have played as well this year as they had hoped, but again, for them, this makes their season if they can get you.
No doubt, and we understand that, and that's been the case for pretty much everyone that we've played. So we'll focus on ourselves. We'll focus on what we need to do and how we need to play. That's what we've been doing all year, and if we do that, we'll be in pretty good shape.
Welcome back to Inside Notre Dame Football, presented by TireRack.com. Along with former Irish quarterback Evan Sharpley, I'm Darren Pritchett. We're going to take a look at two Notre Dame offensive plays from their second series of the ball game. Play number 1, 3rd down and 16 for the Irish from their own 40-yard line. Ian Book hits Tony Jones Jr. coming out of the backfield. He picks up 18 yards to the Syracuse 42-yard line.
Now, Darren, you don't have a lot of plays on 3rd and 16 here, so the playbook is a little bit limited. Syracuse is in a rush 3, drop 8 mentality, so Ian Book's got to take what the defense gives him. Tony Jones Jr. runs what we would call a V route here. Great blocking downfield by Chris Fink, Alizé Mack to create a lane. Tony Jones makes a great play, gets upfield, picks up the first down.
3 plays later, Notre Dame faces a 2nd down and 4 from the Syracuse 9. This time it's Dexter Williams coming out of the backfield. He makes the catch, lunges the ball across the goal line, and scores the Notre Dame touchdown.
Very similar concept. Now Dexter Williams is in the game, offset to the right side. Syracuse is now in a 4-3, a traditional 4-3, but man coverage here. So you've got a great matchup. A guy like Dexter Williams lined up on a linebacker, high effort play to score a touchdown.
The Irish took a 7-0 lead, a 6-play, 55-yard drive. More Inside Notre Dame Football is coming up next.
I started playing football in 5th grade. I begged my parents to let me play for 3 or 4 years before that, before they finally agreed. And once I got out there playing with all my best friends, I fell in love with it. I didn't have any scholarship offers in high school. My teammate Nick Coleman did. Coach Kelly and Coach Elson were at school visiting him. My head coach introduced me to them, and they offered me the opportunity to play Division I football as a preferred walk-on, and it was just the opportunity of a lifetime that I couldn't pass up. When I received the scholarship from Coach Kelly, it was just such an amazing surprise and an incredible blessing. It was something I had been working towards, and it felt really good for it to finally pay off. And the first thing I did was call my parents and thank them for all their support. And it was just such a wonderful moment for me and my family. What motivates me is proving all the people who believed in me right, my family, and how much they believe in me and the confidence they have in me. Just knowing that there are people that are counting on me out there that expect me to do great things, that's a really motivating factor. And also my teammates. I love my team. I'll do anything for them. Knowing that I have a responsibility on my shoulders to do the right thing that helps our team, and the best thing for our team is something that keeps me going every day.
It's time for the TireRack.com question of the week. This week's question comes from John Walsh from West Hills, California. Coach Kelly, how will the new redshirt rule impact how you develop players?
Well, I think it allows us to do a lot more with them from a skill development because we can get them with us more. They're not on scout team. We can keep them with us, and it allows us to develop their skill at a higher level earlier in their career.
So the Irish beat Syracuse by 33 on a neutral field. Number 2 Clemson at home was down 14 to Syracuse in the 4th quarter, rallied to win 27-23. So the Irish are 11-0. They'll take on 5-6 USC next Saturday. The Trojans lost to UCLA, now a 3-win Bruin football team, 34-27. Looks like a spot in the playoffs will be on the line at the Coliseum. For Evan Sharpley, I'm Darren Pritchett. Thanks for joining us on Inside Notre Dame Football.
Inside Notre Dame Football is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners, Coca-Cola, Under Armour, and Gatorade. Inside Notre Dame Football is also brought to you by Vivid Seats, Canon, Xfinity, Nissan, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, and SiriusXM.